Hey guys, cool blind right back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
And we're here with Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Second gig. Last time, Section 9 is on anti-assassination duty for the PM.
Yeah. We saw this weird ghost ninja no theater player.
Who escaped?
He jumped. Like the Hulk.
After being shot many times. Like Swiss cheese.
I don't know if it counts as being shot if it, like, just, sloughs off you. Like, I wasn't shot with snow. Like, that's all it bothered him.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it would count. Like, if you shoot a tank with a handgun, the tank was still shot. Just wasn't damaged.
They took their shot, but he didn't get shot.
And the Major thinks maybe he pulled his shot of assassinating and chose not to do it. Not sure. Curious to learn more about him, and especially more curious to see a greater fight scene.
Maybe
him and
this was a rehearsal.
Could have been.
Since it's so in the theater.
That's true. Could be.
I actually don't know if maybe no theater doesn't have rehearsal exactly.
It sounded like an improv almost.
It definitely sounded like kind of like in the moment, sort of. You absorb something so much that whatever comes out is the truth.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll learn more. Let's go.
I'd feel a lot safer with a Tachikoma following me.
Yes.
Everywhere.
With a tank following you?
Yeah.
I can see how you would.
Yeah.
I feel like I missed a little bit what was said when they were talking about a domestic body. Mm-hmm. Did you catch what that was?
It sounded like... Well, they mostly just said it wasn't top of the line, but it was kind of recently made in the country kind of thing.
Yeah, he couldn't do something unless his body passed a certain standard, right? Oh,
you're talking about when they were talking about the with the refugees and such later. Yeah, they couldn't have gone down into the Yuchan 7. They couldn't have gone down there unless they were 98% prosthetic.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what the wife or fiance was talking with Togasa.
Oh yeah, the minimum performance requirements.
For what?
For getting out of the refugee district somehow.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I assume what it was not so much performance, which it could have been, maybe. But I thought maybe it was a, you have to look a certain way, Like you have to look Japanese.
Oh, I didn't think that at all.
No?
I thought it was more along the lines of you have to, have Bluetooth sort of thing.
Sure.
You have to be compatible with their, the day-to-day technology so that you can, go through the city and...
Okay. I see.
Without being handicapped, I guess?
Because I was thinking, in Japan has very strict, citizenship laws right now. And I was thinking that it was just a carryover of that into the future where, you can get prosthetic bodies, but they have to look Japanese sort of thing,
I mean, they did point out the fact that he had kept his face.
Yeah.
Which makes sense since he was planning on getting back to his wife.
Sure. She'd have to recognize him somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine, because they talk about the Japanese miracle and, that can take care of some of the radiation stuff, but just having this whole sunken city where there are nuclear reactors that could just go off at some point, maybe? Or whatever these people were doing to this, maybe it reactivated it in some way.
Yeah, because, you don't, I don't remember enough of the specifics, but there's something to do with basically, what materials insulate the best with, radiation and such. And I'm thinking water's not a great one because it evaporates.
Sure.
And there was a whole thing where they were dumping, I remember there were a story about where they were dumping a lot of nuclear waste in this lake and it dried up and all the sand just got blown all the heck and there was a huge contamination event. But can't remember exactly where it was or when. But like, yeah, if that was an active like nuclear sort of place
Site.
down there, underneath there in the ocean, like that seems pretty doggone bad.
So you get Godzilla.
Because like you can't control, like you can't separate the radioactive water from water.
Sure.
You're screwed. Yeah. If Godzilla's not there to eat it.
Yeah, it really seems like we've only got half the story on this one. It's something we're going to come back to. But I do love a Togus episode.
Oh yeah.
And I love it when Tachikoma saves the day.
Mm-hmm. He's so badass. And there was extra tension in this episode because you're just scared that he's just freaking gonna die. They had to give him the utter incalculable weakness of being almost totally human.
Yeah, he's like this paper doll, He's like what the not the damsel in distress, but like, you look at him and in a normal cop show, like he would be the one being able to do stuff and like do the fights and whatever. And like Major wouldn't be able to do those kind of things. But because of like this world, or just the nature of the show.
He was even surprised, like, alone? Do you suppose like the expectation of like damage for people who aren't prosthetic is like kind of grossly exaggerated at this point?
Maybe. Like, are the new safety things in cars, do they have prosthetic bodies in mind,
Yeah, like how you can't have a kid in the front seat for many reasons, but also because of the airbag.
Yeah.
It's not built for little kid bodies and stuff. So if the prosthetic airbag version
Sure.
freaking break a person in half or something.
Well, yeah, because like if you have a prosthetic body, maybe your body weighs way more than a normal body would. So like a normal airbag's not going to do anything. You're just going to pop it.
Yeah.
But if you put that in someone with a human body still, then that airbag will just crush them. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting to think about.
The bodies themselves is like you don't have to eat. Some people feel the urge to eat and like the habit to. And yet, like, what do they actually run on? They shouldn't need to breathe exactly. They've got cyber brains. And during the beginning where they were like looking through the Kotakanji's body, it seemed like they would be able to get information off of his brain, possibly, like after death.
Well, they said like the impact was so severe that it was destroyed.
Yeah, but like his brain case was destroyed, but that would have been an option of like, oh, like let's solve this murder. Like just download the last 5 minutes of data and boom.
Sure.
Finished, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you can hack those and mess with it maybe too, but yeah, it would be harder in the future. Probably.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about it before where it's like, is that submissible in court?
Yeah.
With the way they can just manipulate memories so much. I can understand why he would take a picture.
Sure.
That's just a simple chemical reaction. You can't take those back often.
Yeah, no, I like this one. I hope we get more of this next time. Mm-hmm. So let's go. Thank you guys for watching our reaction to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. If you enjoyed, please subscribe so that you can catch them week to week as they come, and all the other reactions that we're doing as well. And if you just can't wait for more, you can head over to patreon.com/blindwave where you can see the next 4 reactions right now for this and other shows.